Are you struggling to find the market bias? Do you get the market bias but you are afraid to hold the trade for long? Are you profitable but not consistent? Are you struggling with overtrading? Or do you get the market bias right but you still lose money? In this video, I'm gonna be answering all these questions and giving you a solution for all of them. And why learn from me? I have been a trader for more than 5 years. I am currently funded with FTMO and CFT, and I've worked with many other traders in order to get them profitable and funded. So let's get into it. The first problem you're facing is, are you struggling with the market bias? And now I'm gonna show you exactly how you can get the market bias right just using the COT data. If you're unfamiliar with the COT data, I made a video exclusively just explaining everything you need to know about the COT and giving multiple examples. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I predicted the euro move on Euro USD. I shared it with my community and everybody made money just from this signal. This is one that I usually give every week. So on the weekly, on euro, we can see that euro has reached this supply area right here, and this is on the weekly time frame, which is the higher time frame, and it's a significant area because we saw the price move downward when it was here, and then we go back and we reacted from it. I usually don't like to see this, but in our case we had confluence in order to predict a reaction from this area. So this alone, without looking at these charts, without looking at those, okay, this is in the technical side enough to tell you that we will probably see a move coming downwards. Now what if we add to it the COT data, the index and the report? What if we add this to it? Then what will the probability be? So the red line is the commercials, the green light is the retailers. We always want to follow the commercials and do the opposite of the retailers. And as you can see on the percentage wise, which is the index, the commercials are selling while the retailers are buying. So we also want to be a seller. And the nice thing is that this happened at the exact time that the price reached our supply area. So this gives us enough confluence, more confluence, that we are going to see the price go lower. Now, if we also look at the net right here, we want to look how the price moved. Then we were higher over here. When we were going higher, the commercials were high. Then as we were going higher, the commercials are selling. So now we reached a lower area, and if we want to look at it with the past behaviors, what happened before when we were at this level, we can see that we also saw this move right here, and the retailers were not even as bullish as they are right now. So using this data, which is not derived from price, this is derived from the COT data that is released every week on the CFTC website. Again, check the link. I explain everything in the other video about COT. But what I'm trying to tell you, that usually indicators that are derived from price could be delayed, but those are not derived from price, they are derived from data. And this is why it gives us more confluence that we could see a move downward. Now, if I want to answer the next question, which is, do you get the market bias but you cannot hold the trade for long? When you have those commercials by your side, then you will have more confidence in your trade. Once you have more confidence in your trade, then you could hold for longer. Maybe not the first trade, maybe not the second trade, but the third trade, as you can see that it's always happening, that I can hold longer, then you will be able to have more confidence and you will hold the trade. So we solved the first problem, we solved the second problem. But I need to say that this is not to be used alone. I do not use it alone. I use it with other tools that would predict the market. I want everything to be aligned in order to have the highest probability setups. Now, these indicators, as I mentioned the title, they are available in my community for free, completely free. In my community, I offer the trading education for the indicators, how to use them, a full course, all for free. You can just join down here. I have limited spots for the first members that come into the group. It's still new and it's still free. Join now as fast as you can because it's not gonna be free forever. So now we saw it on the weekly, but that's not enough. We want to get the best risk to reward, although we can just take our trade from this level. But we can still go to the lower time frames. This is one example. I'm going to be giving one more example using the COT data as well in order to see how it plays out time after time. So on the daily, we also saw that the price reached the extreme of the daily level on the supply area, which is great. Now here we have multiple ways that I would enter the market. The first way is through market structure, advanced market structure, which I also explained in my previous video, where we have short-term high, intermediate term high, and short-term high again. So my entry would be somewhere like here. Okay. But this is still on the daily and it's not a good risk to reward. Now, if I want to go even lower for the 4 hour, we can see that we have a better entry right here, which is this is the intermediate. This is the short-term high, this is the intermediate term high, and this is the other short-term high. So what I would do is I would enter my trade around here, and then I will put my stop loss above the intermediate, because since we are bearish, then we don't expect the price to go above the intermediate term high. If you don't know what I'm trying to talk about, then please watch the video. I explain it fully. It's a long video explaining everything. And then we can hold the trade for even lower, because this is not the end of the trade. Once we have this weekly supply area holding and the COT, then we expect a big move because it happened on the weekly, and now we are only on the 4 hour. So this is one way to enter. Another simple way to enter is just using a trend line, for example. Trend line break, just keeping it as simple as possible. You can also use it. I have many rules about the trend line, how I can use it to take the trade. So just simple examples that you can use in order to take the entry. But once you know your bias, the entry becomes the easier part. Okay? And in my community, I explain everything that you have to do to take the entry and the rules that we take. It's important to have rules. Now let's look at another pair and take another example. First, without looking at the COT, just so we can see our levels, and then we can look at our COT. I want you to look here. This is the weekly, and the price reached this area. Let's take this first example at the beginning, and then we're gonna continue. So the price reached this area right here, and this is our supply zone. If we look here without looking at anything else, we can see that we can expect a reaction downwards, right? Okay, we can expect it, but still it's not enough. We just need to know more what's gonna happen. If we put our COT and we just make a line right here, when did this happen? We can see we are going higher and the retail is very bullish while the commercials are selling, and they are very bearish at the time that we reach this area. If you look at the net, we are at extremely bearish point. If I look now, compare it to the previous behaviors, we can see that they have not been this bearish for a really long time. Okay, and the last time they were, what happened? We saw this big decline right here as an example. So now we understand that if the commercials are this bearish, then we expect a move downwards. And with our supply zone that is very big, then we can go to our daily. We cannot go back this far in time in TradeStation, so sorry, in TradingView. So yeah, I cannot go down to the daily, but as you can see, let me try to go back a little bit and go to daily. Yeah, we cannot do it, but as you can see, we saw a big reaction downwards. Okay, and this is a perfect trade, which is, if you are struggling with consistency, as I'm saying, once you add more probabilities, which is COT, and more stuff that I give, which also open interest, who are the people interested at that time when they are bullish or bearish. This adds a lot of value. I also talk about that in the community. This all together, the confluence with the seasonal as well, they give us an understanding of where the price is moving, and it will give you the consistency. If you are on the lower time frame, all you would need to do is go up to the higher time frames. Trading is not supposed to be so exciting, okay? It's still exciting on the higher time frame, not as much as the lower, because I have been a 1 minute trader before, and I never found consistency on the 1 minute. I used to win a lot, I used to lose a lot, but I never found the consistency. So my advice to you is go higher in time frame if you want to be consistent. And the other question would be over trading. If you are waiting for the best setups like this, you're not gonna be over trading, because you're gonna only take the best trading setups that you get. Let's keep going, then we're gonna answer our last question. Do you get the market bias right but still lose money? This also is connected to confidence. So here again we have this area on the weekly time frame. Let us see if we were bullish at that time when we reached this area. So as we can see, the commercials were getting bullish, and here on the percentage they were in the middle. So this for me is not a great trade, and I would skip it, because we have all those assets to trade. We do not want to trade the ones that are low probability. We just want to take the high probability setups. Okay, so in this case I would not take this trade even though it played out, but I would still not take it. But then we reached again this level right here, and the commercials are low right now, and then they are going lower again. The retailers are again. So this is the exact same example that we saw right here playing out again. Okay, would I take the trade again? Yes, I would, because now it's higher probability trade. And if I go lower in time frame, come on, I still can go. Yeah, if I go lower in time frame, we can still find an entry right here. So let's go a little bit and see if we can find an entry. We have short-term high. This is the swing high here. We have short-term high, intermediate term high, and another intermediate short-term high on the daily. So we have an entry. We also have the trend line entry, which is puts it at a perfect place, because we have reached this big supply area, and then we broke the trend line with my rules playing out. If I go to the 4 hour, we can get even a great entry, the swing high, intermediate, swing high, and then we cross it. So if I just take my trade from here, we have a great risk to reward. These are two trades, actually three, showing you the examples of what happened before, what happened now, and we just keep doing that. This is just 10% of the system that we trade, and you can already see that you can have higher probability setups, you can get the consistency, you can get the confidence that you are lacking. You can also stop over trading because you are in a higher time frame, and I will give you the exact entries that I get in order to know the bias and get the perfect entries. This will solve all your problems. Now, if you want to get access to this, it's all for free. I'm gonna put the link in the comments. It's gonna be free just for a small period of time, then it's gonna be paid. So if it's free right now, you just book your seat and stay in. I can give you one more example if you would like, just to show you that it works just not only on Forex, it could work also on, for example, we can do gold, because I know many people like gold, trade gold. So we can see it on gold. Gold, I would not use COT alone. I would use it with other stuff. Like if we are valued with the dollar or not, and is it the right season for gold to go higher or not. I took a beautiful trade on silver going higher. As you can see, when we reached this demand area right here, I looked at the COT and we were moving upwards. Compared to before, we were moving upwards, which gave me the confidence that we could go higher, but I did not use this alone. Now again on the gold, we can see that over here is the last time we saw the move upward on the percentage. But if I want to look into details, then over here is also the time that I mentioned. We were going down and we were buying right here. So this is a good move that we can leverage on. Um, Also on crude oil, it works great. We can see that now we are bullish, and the COT gives us a bullish, and the commercials are showing us bullish. The retailers are bearish, so this is the scenario that we would like to see. Okay, but we also want to find a great demand area, which could be right here. Okay, so we will see what will happen until the price comes here, and we will take the trade based on that. Basically, I'm giving you all the blueprint of the system that I trade. It will give you the consistency. And if you haven't watched my market structure video, go ahead and watch it right here. You will need it in order to get those entries and understand the market and how it moves.